This is the real reason why your online business has failed. And I'm going to give you one thing that you can do as a beginner trying to get into this space so that you actually can get away from this failure and start actually succeeding. Now, the real reason why you failed in starting an online business, it's not because digital marketing doesn't work. It's not because YouTube automation doesn't work. It's not because owning a course or owning a coaching business online doesn't work. It's not because all of those things and all those different models and all those different things that people are kind of teaching nowadays, they don't work. It's because you, just like me, you have focused on the one thing that most of these gurus are kind of talking about, which is passive income. And you focused on that before actually building a skill to gain you an actual income first. So sorry to burst your bubble, but passive income doesn't necessarily exist, at least not at first. See, passive income is built off of systems that are used within certain types of businesses, certain models and whatnot. They're built by people who have skills that are able to actually kind of build a business from the ground up. And passive income cannot be created by a beginner. Whether it's through stocks, whether it's through YouTube automation, whether it's through all of these different things that all these people are telling you, these things are going to run in the background and you can just make money just sitting on your couch and doing nothing. Yeah, it can get to that point, but it will never get to that point unless you learn the fundamentals and the skills to actually run that business, any kind of business, first. Because look, I was sold the exact same thing. I was told that if I stick to something for a couple months, email marketing was a thing for me, personal branding was a thing for me, making content, making a course, and all that jazz. If I stick with this for a couple months, then the income is just going to come my way. But in all honesty, it never did. And this is the really main thing that kind of set me off, and I think it has set you as well, where we kind of got into this space wanting to make money online because so many people made it seem super easy. And so we're like, hey, I can just start doing this and, I can make a lot of money. I see all these different testimonials and all that jazz. And I don't know, we just seem like to be the only person that's really having the hardest progress with all of this. Where, let's say you join a course, let's say you do anything like that, and you join in, you see the community and there's a lot of people having wins, and you start doing the things you say that they recommend you to do, and you're doing them for a couple months and you're not seeing any traction. You're not seeing any sales come through. You're not seeing any progress with any content you're making. Nothing is happening. And you're just discouraged. And since the main reason why you actually got into this wasn't because you can actually help people, wasn't because you actually like the thing that you're doing. It was because I wanted to make some passive income, for good values because I wanted to provide for my family. But at the end of the day, I quit. Just like you. Just like many of us. And that's kind of the main reason why we keep failing, why we keep starting things and never actually finishing them. And it's because we're chasing the wrong thing. Because when you chase passive income, the thing is, if the only goal you ever have within a business is an income goal, the times where you actually don't reach it, it fundamentally crushes all the drive that you kind of have. Because you're like, oh, well, I've seen other people kind of get to this place a lot faster than me. Why is it not working for me? And for most people, instead of the other way, where it's I'm going to make sure that this works for me, it's just, okay, well, I guess this doesn't work. End of story. Then we quit. And then we say, these different methods, all those different things, they don't work. When they do. But the thing is, we weren't chasing the right thing. Because if you're chasing passive income and you don't get it, what makes you want to stay on that path? Really. And something that I found that honestly changed the fundamentals of my life, and I'm recommending for you to do as well. The real reason why you have failed is because you've been chasing the wrong thing. And here's one thing that you should do in order to kind of get back on track so that you can actually start succeeding in this kind of space, which is instead of focusing on just the passive income, which is great. Do not get me wrong. Income is important. That's how you, for a lot of things, measure success. But not always. The way you actually start to succeed is rather than chasing the income number, you're starting to chase the proficiency that you have in a certain skill. And the reason why I say this is because the thing that's honestly changed my life and allowed me to make all kinds of money through doing a lot of different things, passively, you could say, even, is really only because I started to learn skills first. I took 3 years, decided to learn everything that I can, making money while doing that, not just sitting around like in college or whatnot, but actually learning things that can push me forward. Because with my story, pretty much I decided to take 3 months. I was going to take a course to program right, to learn appointment setting, which is a skill that's kind of beginner that can put you into a lot of different coaching businesses, which is the business that I wanted to be in. And so from there, I started to learn this skill. I started to be more proficient in it. And my obsession wasn't about the number. Sure, that was a factor to it because I wanted to make like $5K a month, right? Never got to that goal, really. But the main thing for me was like, okay, that's a supplement to this. The main thing is actually I need to learn this skill and get proficient in this. I need to learn this skill and get proficient in this. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to learn. I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice. I'm going to learn from other people who've done it before me. I'm going to put myself in places where people who actually know more than I can actually give me tips on what to do better with, and put myself in places where I can practice and actually inside of a business that can actually teach me what I want to know. And from focusing on solely that, I got to the place where I was hired by a business. I was able to work inside that business. I was able to learn this skill proficiently and actually act this out, and not only just give value to myself, but give value to the business I'm working with, because I made them more money, in all honesty. And I made myself more money because that was more money than I ever made before as a kind of broke college student. And from there, I was able to kind of stack all these different things that you learn along the road. Because when you're in setting, then you get to learn a little bit what sales look like. Then you get to learn a little bit what marketing looks like, because you're exposed to all these different things. You can start to pick up different things. And then opportunities can come up because you had the preparation to it. And see, the main thing that I would say for you is, whether it has to be appointment setting or not, that's just my favorite thing. And that's what I'm trying to help people do. But specifically for you, I mean, you could choose anything. Whether it's remote sales, whether it's appointment setting, whether it's specific types of marketing, whether it's content, ad marketing, direct response, whatever the case is, right? Or copywriting, which is super cool, which is super needed, really. Any one of these different skills that you can decide to dive into, you can learn these skills rather than only focusing on the passive income, right? Because that's an important factor, don't get me wrong, but the main thing is that's not going to get you to the passive income number. The thing that's actually going to get you there is if you actually focus on the skill that you want to learn. For me, it was appointment setting. Let's say it's yours is copywriting. If you learn about that and get good at this, and also using the tools to your advantage that are here in this day and age, like AI, appointment setters need to use that. Salespeople need to use that. Marketers need to use that. Copywriters need to use that. It doesn't replace you. It's not gotten to that point, and it probably won't get to that point maybe in, 5 to 10 years or so. But the thing is, the things that set us apart that make this better than everyone else trying to do it on their own, in their own minds, is that we have AI to kind of speed up the results of this and the process of this. And that's what helps with setting, what helps with sales, and everything else like that. And so, kind of main thing, big main picture, you failed. And I did too. And that shouldn't stop you. That shouldn't stop you from trying altogether. What it should stop you from doing is focusing on the one thing that you try to do over and over and over again, instead of hitting yourself into a brick wall over and over again, hoping that you get a breakthrough. Why not take a door? Learn a skill, a profitable skill that can actually make you money at first, while actually giving you the opportunity to learn more, so that you can adequately make the business that you actually want to build. That's the main thing. And that's the real reason why most people fail, and that's the real reason I failed. 3 to 4 times, bro. And it sucked. And I hope this kind of gave you a little bit more clarity on what that actually looks like for you. And I hope this gave you a little bit more value in the direction where you're supposed to go. Because I care about you. I care about your story. I don't know what it is yet. I would love to hear from you in the comments and whatnot. But I want you to succeed. Because my life has been changed. I've been able to be in a position where I can get married, y'all. Which is crazy. From all the skills that I've been learning and all the values I've been adding to like these different businesses and friends and people, all that jazz too, where it's incredible. And now your goals may be different than mine, sure, but this is an opportunity that you can take, whether it's learning these skills and not just specific business models. Because with each specific business model, you need to learn the skills that are required to build each one of them. And so why not focus on the skills to learn rather than just the money to gain? first. So that's the main thing. I love you guys. If you found value in this, please subscribe. I would love for you to do that. And I hope to see you again. I'll be here next week.